Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about UWMC. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. This video is an update from a previous one. I do heavily recommend that you watch my previous one. It was a well put video. You'll find it in the description below. Now, I did really discuss before why I'm going long on this one and investing, and this is still an update onto this one. So let's jump right into this one. So UWMC, there has been a bit that changed since my last video. So on my last video, what happened was that I ended up making this video somewhere in this region here, and then it flew up, I think a couple of days or a day after publishing, somewhere around 1250, and then continued to tank to, I think, a low today around 770. And today what I'm going to show you here is what I still think about this one. Is it worth it? And for full disclosure, I actually didn't sell, and I'll show you on my platform that I didn't sell. So what I'm looking right now is to even lower down and average down my position, if that is actually possible. So what levels and etc., I'll discuss that in detail. So UWMC, I'm actually really bullish about this one for a couple of reasons. This one here has a lot of potential for the future, especially when the interest rates go a little bit higher. Take a quick look into just their market cap. Their market cap here is $16.58 billion. It's a massive market cap. They're being added to the Russell 1000 and 3000, which I actually mentioned on my video before even their Twitter account mentioned it. And take a quick in terms of revenues. Q1 2020. You're looking at almost $676 million. Net income, 280. Okay, Q2, 846 million and 540. Take a Q3. You're hitting the billions now. 1.83 billion in terms of revenue, and net income, 1.45 billion. Now, Q4 was actually still amazing. They might have missed a little bit onto the EPS, but the revenue, net income, that met and it broke through and was actually a good one. You'll find a little bit more details on that in my last video. So, taking a quick look, let's say, into what's the new update. Well, actually, on Thursday, there has been something that was remarkable for me, at least through my investment into this one. This is a really stepstone here. UWM President and CEO, Matt Ishbia, dropped a surprise announcement Thursday during a Facebook Live event, which was promoted as highlighting UWM's returning to the jumbo market. If you work and send loans to Fairway Independent or Rocket Mortgage, which by the way is about 25% of the broker's channel, if you work with them, you can't work with UWM anymore, said Ishbia. And that is actually massive because they know UWM is actually a lot better in terms of the services or the discounts or overall the experience they give to that broker's channel. Separate from Facebook Live address, UWM issued a press release stating that its decision comes from a response to Rocket Mortgage and Fairway Independent Wholesale participating in actions, including soliciting loan officers away from brokers and working directly with real estate agents to cut brokers out of the entire process. So that is something there. And once more, today's move decimates the idea of a free and open market that is so critical for the broker community. We continue to advocate for the right of consumers to show how they secure home financing. We do not support restricting consumers' options, whether it's through economic or social pressure or intimidation tactics. As we've seen repeatedly, a broker's power is in their ability to choose the best option for their client by attempting to manipulate the market and have a loan officer swear allegiance, sacrificing control as business owners to one company, with financial penalties if they start. You harm their ability to compete. This move only benefits one company, to the detriment of thousands in brokers community and their clients. Honestly, I think that's a really good move from UWMC, and I do trust UWMC. If on a fair play, on a fair ground, it can smoke the competition such as Rocket. Now, quick perspective, in terms of institutional buyers, nothing has changed from last time actually, and insiders seem to be actually one addition. The insiders here, I get to see Virgin Robert added 60,000 shares at almost $8. So that kind of covers any of the recent updates. Now we can go ahead towards the technical analysis. So for this one here, it's actually currently above the 10 SMA, and that's a good indication for the last 4 days. It's almost all week has been above the 10 SMA. That is good enough for me. Now, in terms of momentum, it's had really negative momentum, and relatively, we're still almost at zero momentum or a bit of more positive momentum. Again, I did buy back before, and you get to see there's no red candle here, or sorry, red mark that shows I sold, but I am in here for the longer game, and I do see the stock being a $20 stock sometime in the future. Now, on a 2-hour perspective, what we get to see here is we're attempting a positive reversal on the MACD line, and right above the 883, we're actually bullish, and you get to see we're 3 cents short from that. So there's definitely a room there for another prime for a breakout. In terms of momentum, again, we're clinching towards the 0, and William % is showing a little bit towards that movement going up. It's currently a bit not even overbought yet, but on the border up there. Now, that is not an indication for anything in that sense. It's just an indication for a movement in a reversal in this case. Now, in terms of the moving averages, this one is expected to trade 956 on the top, 869 in the middle, and 782 in the bottom. With these massive candles, I don't think that it's going to stay in within, and I think the stochastic slow is actually giving us a little bit better perspective. It's showing that there is a very strong potential for a movement upwards, an uptrend, and the stochastic fast is showing a little bit of not an oscillation, but more of accumulation period in that sense. Now, in terms of the charts, what I want to look at quickly is the 3 months, 1 day perspective. We're just going to remove all drawings here, so this is corrupted. There we go. And on the 12:45 session, what we get to see from the 724 is that there is a significant Fibonacci support on 847 and then 724. Significant resistances lie at 923, 985, 1046, 1133, and 1245. Now, this is actually seen better once we go on a 1 hour perspective. Right on here. Now, if we were to go ahead and just start drawing price line actions, we get to see that there is a significant resistance currently sitting at the 894, above there right on 913, and then above there 961, going up to 992, 1059, 1087, and then 1142. Significant supports, there is a few. 849, for instance, is another. 842, 811, and going up to 802, and then down to 763, and then from there on 756, 734, and then 719. So we get to see that, yes, it did drop, but here's actually good news. You get to see that this is actually a going up channel. Again, take away that kind of spike that got from people rediscovering this one and realizing it's actually a good investment. This long-term channel still is into play, and I suspect and I expect it to actually continue playing, because for this channel we got on the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4 areas of contact and multiple lines, and so this trend line is actually really indicating a further on bullish period in the future. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, the trend lines are bullish. We get to see a really nice reversal from this bottom. It's no longer the quote-unquote worst pack in terms of history, because, you know, it just dipped down into the 7s. For instance, right off the bat, well, take a look at Clover at 631 all the way. So it is one of the biggest packs, yes, and they have a really good opportunity forward once the interests actually go higher. And again, their business is not based on refinancing for mortgages, which is currently hot because of the current pandemic we're in, with the situation and all that stuff, and the lower interest fees. Rocket mortgages are benefiting out of that, for instance, for refinancing. But UWMC doesn't do refinancing directly anyway, so they don't need to worry about that. Their business is, once the rates just go a little bit higher and people start freaking out, they are able to provide the best service there for the long term under cheaper interest rates. And that's my belief in it, and that's why I'm going very long on this one. I don't care if it's going to go a year, but I might actually just leave this one in my portfolio for a very long time, because I see it as a game changer. And the Russell 1000 and the Russell 3000 indexes really show they are a leader in their industry. I'm not saying Rocket isn't. I'm saying Rocket and UWMC are completely different in that area of refinancing, and they operate a little bit differently. And from what I see, is UWMC has a better chance if the interest rates go higher. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. Have a wonderful day.